Hello everyone and welcome back to the park. Today I'm working on one of the thumbnails that I found while going through my sketchbooks. This cute little snake lady who is taking a boat bath. So I pretty much did my normal process, started with the tiny thumbnail and then just, layered on sketches until I liked it. Did make a few adjustments, made the bubbles behind her more defined, and also added the front of the bathtub just to make it more of a scene as opposed to just like this pile of bubbles. Just, again, make it a little bit more of a scene. I also wasn't entirely certain what I wanted to do, like, stylistically coloring-wise, because initially the thumbnail would have been a watercolor piece, so I kind of wanted to keep some of that feel, and was planning on doing a digital painting, but I did not end up doing that. But the fact that that was the feel I was going for made the inking interesting, let's put it that way. Because I was going for a specific feel, I ended up going through, I think like I went through like 2 or 3 partial passes of inking before I found a brush that I liked. I ended up settling on one of the Hawley, Hawley, so Holly, not like holly, like, the winter plant holiday decoration, but like holly. Anyways. So it's one of the Frendon brushes, and it's got a bit of tooth to it, and I do quite like it. I think I've used it for a few things now. But I went through quite a few before I figured out what I wanted to do. But yeah, that's basically was the process up till there. I did not end up going with a digital, like with a painting. I actually ended up going with a fairly cartoony, I don't know, graphic shading. So much closer to like cell shading than anything else. Just like my normal shading, but dug up with a bit more high contrast colors, basically. With one exception, which I'll get to when I get there. But yeah, so I was really, really picky about the brush because I was going to do a digital painting, and then I decided I didn't want to. So yeah, that was just a long way of saying nothing. You know what? I think it's time for another convention story. So on Wednesday's video, I complained about that one print wall that was annoying as all heck at KCCC. Now I'm going to talk about the other annoying print wall I've been next to. This was Planet Comic Con, technically the year before last now. It was the last Planet Comic Con, but there wasn't one last year because, 2020. But the guy I was next to was actually really nice. I actually think he had 2 tables again. Apparently just there's something about people who get 2 tables and have print walls that just doesn't go along with me. I don't know why. So yeah, it was really fun at Planet for one thing. I was on the end last Planet, so that was really fun. I was like the throughway, so lots of people did go to my table. But this guy, again, just a massive print wall. So I just had people standing in front of my table who never acknowledged me, just looked at other people's stuff, and I don't like it. I need attention. I needs it. Give it to me. Sorry, anyways. So yeah, just another one of those. But I actually did really well that Planet, with one exception, and that was about a 2-hour block. Actually, it wasn't 2 hours. It was, it was 90 minutes with a 15-minute break in between. Because you see, I don't don't know if I've mentioned it on here or not, but I like soccer. I'm a season ticket member for Sporting Kansas City. And not only am I a season ticket member, but I'm a Cauldron member, which is the small section at the end of the stadium where everyone stands up and screams for the entirety of the game. So, I likes me some soccer, just, you know, I like me some sporting just a little bit. So, there was a sporting game the season before last, and the season before last was physically painful, honestly. Like, not in like in an I fought someone sort of way, but in a like our team was constantly injured and losing and it hurt. But this was before we figured that out. This was after we were murdered by Monterey in our own stadium, but it was before we were like the worst in the league except for Cincy. But we had one really good game where we won 7-1, I think was the final score. But that game was during Planet Comic-Con. It was on a Saturday afternoon. So it started at like what should have been prime selling time. I'm in a high traffic part of the convention. It's one of the highest trafficked parts in the day. It's on Saturday. This should have been my best time selling. It should have been. Because I was dressed like I would be if I was going to the game. So I'm wearing blue. I got blue makeup on. I got blue lipstick on. I am blue. Actually, I probably had the face glitter too. I miss the face glitter. I can't wear it with masks, so I haven't worn it since the season 4 last. But anyways, so I got the whole shebang on. Got a scarf. Obviously you can't see me, but I'm actually sitting behind in front of my scarf wall as I'm recording this. I have literally like a good 10 feet of scarves hanging on the wall behind me. Anyways, so there's that, and I have the game on my phone. So I am this crazy lady just sitting there, and again, this game was real. We scored so much, like literally 7 goals. The Cauldron was chanting, "Are we playing FIFA?" So this is a really good game. So I'm just this crazy lady for like 90 minutes in the middle of the day who's just screaming at her phone, just excited. So needless to say, I didn't make any sales in that time period. So but yeah, that was an experience, let's put it that way. But yeah, that's my other convention story of print walls, and also how I sabotaged my own sales for about 2 hours on the busiest day of the convention. Alright, now here's the exception to my normal shading process. When I was adding some tile, I wanted to make it more of a bathroom than like just a random puddle, and recently came across this really nifty little tutorial on how to do tiling, so of course had to try it out. So threw in some blue, threw in some tile lines. I wanted them to be a little bit haphazard, and then duplicated those, made them light, and then erased the dark parts on the light and the light parts in the dark, and suddenly it's just like an entire scene. And yeah, so here is the finished piece. I think it turned out pretty cute. And thank you for visiting the park today. I hope everyone had a wonderful time and stay safe.